Alright guys, Big Truck TV here, and today we're going to be reviewing this angle grinder right here that Hyper Tough makes. So let's get into Alright, so this grinder right here, I picked it up at Walmart. It was $44. This is the battery one. I'll get the battery in a minute. It's on the charger, but I'll show you guys that in a second. But you also have an option of the plug-in one, which was like $18. But I've heard a lot better reviews on this one. So we're just going to put it to the test today, just see how it works. I've had it for about a week, but I haven't done anything major with it. Right now you can see we got the cutting wheel on it, so we'll demonstrate that first. And then we'll put the grinding disc on it, and we'll show you guys how it grinds a little bit. And we'll just see how it does. So let's go. So the first thing we're going to cut through is this piece of metal I found laying around the garage. It's just a piece of scrap. So let's just see how it cuts through it. So now before you turn on the grinder and start grinding, just make sure you have your safety gear, your safety glasses. That way you keep stuff out of your eyes, your gloves, and then a grinding shield. In this case, I don't have a grinding shield, but I have this welding hood, and it has a clear piece right here, so I'll be using this to protect my face, so if the grinder were to kick, it's some protection. So now you're going to want to check your workspace, make sure there's nothing flammable, like loose rags laying around, cans of like starter fluid, or anything that's flammable, like spray paint, gas cans. Just make sure you move all of that, because you don't want to start any fires. Alright, so now we can start reviewing this. So one thing I do wish it would do is I wish the battery would last a little bit longer, because I've noticed it lasts for maybe about half hour to maybe 40 minutes if you're constantly using it. Here's the battery. I'll give you guys a close-up of it. It's a lithium battery, 20 volts. Right here. It's pretty decent for the price. But like I said, I wish I'd get a little bit more battery time out of it. You could fix that problem by buying more than one battery and charging one, then swapping them. So this is pretty thin metal. I could probably bend it with my hand if I want to. But we're just going to try to do a quick cut through it and see how it cuts. So let's go for it. Alright, so let's cut through this metal. See that? Cut through it like nothing. Probably cut one or two more spots out of this, and then we'll try the grinding disc. Just like that. See, we got two pieces right here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do to change this wheel, take the battery out because you don't want to turn it on by mistake. That wouldn't be good at all. If you can see right here on the back, there's this button. When you push this, it stops the wheel from spinning. That way there you can get the wrench on this bolt right here and loosen it. So we're going to push in that button. Sometimes you got to spin the wheel a little bit for it to engage. Right there, it locked. Get the wrench on it. Spin it off. Then you can get most of it by hand, just like that. You can let go of the button after a while because now it's so loose the wheel's not going to go with it. So the bolt's off. Then this disc comes right up. Now see on the back, this piece here goes on the grinder, but it's just from being on the grinder, it got stuck in the back. So you want to make sure this goes back on the grinder. So this right here pops right out. Like that. Let's put this back on the grinder. Now this only goes on one way. These two lines right there, those two creases, if you can see them right here, those line up. So what I usually do is I put it on until I feel it catch, which is right there. Alright, so now once this is on, you get your grinding disc, or your grinding wheel, whatever you want to call it. Place it on, just like that. Now, this right here, this bolt goes on two different ways. You can see this beveled edge right here. That way there is the way you put it on with the grinding wheel. And then when you use a cutting wheel, you put this side against the cutting disc. So this edge with the bevel, this goes on top like that. And then you screw it down. You can feel that ain't going nowhere. Then what I usually do is you push the lock again. Just like that. And then you give it a little bit of a snug. Make sure you spin in the right direction. Just like that. And she's good to go. Alright, so now for demonstration, if you have the cutting wheel and you were to put this on backwards with the beveled edge against it, I'm just going to show you guys how it would fit. There's really no way you could do it because the wheel just doesn't fit on it when you put it in backwards like that. You can see this wheel, there's a lot of play in it. But then if you loosen this, just like that, and then put the flat edge against the cutting wheel, like that, you can see right away, it's already holding it in there nice and tight. So there's just how you can remember which direction it goes in. If you put the beveled edge against the cutting wheel, it's not going to hold the wheel. If you put it on with the smooth edge against it, the wheel stays tighter. Alright, so this is a piece of scrap metal we're going to be grinding. You can see it's full of rust. So if you were going to like weld something or paint over something, you'd grind it down to a cleaner surface. So let's just grind it and see how it does. I'm just going to grind a small area of it. I'm just going to grind this area right here I marked out. I'm just going to grind all right in there. And get the battery. So that's right where we grinded it. You can see it did pretty good. The wheel I have on it is it's a Hyper Tough wheel. It's probably not the best wheel you can get. You can see right there, Hyper Tough. You can get a lot better wheels. The other wheels I was using is a different brand. I think it's DeWalt, the other ones I was using. But you can see these are Hyper Tough. And just that thin piece of metal ate it up pretty good. This is the one that comes with the grinder. I bought the cutting wheels separately because those didn't come with it. But if you were to get a better wheel for grinding, it'll probably do even better than this one did. But still, for what it is, it didn't do bad. So for $44, I mean, I do recommend it. It's not a bad grinder. At least it hasn't been bad for me so far. I've only had it for a little bit. Maybe if you're like a welder or something and you're using a grinder, if that's like one of your most used tools, this probably isn't the one to go with, just because it dies so fast. And I really haven't abused this one too much, so I don't know how much I can really take. But if you just do little things around the shop, you need to cut some things every here and there, grind some things every once in a while. If you need a weld or paint, then in my opinion, this is a good buy. But like I said, if you weld or something, you're using a grinder all the time, then probably want to go with something a little bit more expensive. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time. And thanks for watching.